jumpa lagi dengan saya Bibit Sukiyarti. Pada video kali ini, saya akan mengajak kalian untuk mempelajari salah satu teks dalam bahasa Inggris yang sering kalian jumpai dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. Penasaran? Yuk kita simak penjelasan berikut ini.
Pernah nggak sih kamu ngalamin situasi kayak gini? Someone really needs your help, so she asks you to do something which you actually cannot do due to your inability. Seseorang membutuhkan bantuanmu, jadi dia memintamu untuk melakukan sesuatu. Tetapi, kamu sungguh gak bisa melakukannya. Mau nolak, tapi gak enak sih. Tapi kalau harus bilang kalau nggak bisa, memalukan kan? So, gimana dong? What will you do?
Nah, dari ilustrasi tadi, maka adakah yang sudah bisa menebak kita mempelajari apa untuk hari ini? Yaps, jadi dalam video kali ini kita akan membahas tentang procedure text atau teks prosedur. Kenapa kita bahas teks ini? Karena teks ini memang sangat berguna bagi kita yang membutuhkan petunjuk.
Procedure text atau dalam bahasa Indonesia kita sebut dengan teks prosedur is a kind of text that contains some information of how to do or to make something through the sequence of steps. Jadi, teks prosedur itu adalah salah satu jenis teks yang memuat informasi tentang bagaimana melakukan atau membuat sesuatu berdasarkan beberapa rangkaian langkah. Procedure text is divided into many different types with the different function of each type. Jadi, teks prosedur itu terbagi menjadi beberapa tipe dengan fungsi yang berbeda-beda. Jadi, apakah kalian tahu jenis-jenis dari teks prosedur? Baiklah, kita simak jenis-jenis teks berikut ini. Procedure text is divided into manual, recipe, itinerary, and tips. Nah, dari beberapa jenis dari teks prosedur ini, mana sih yang sudah pernah kalian baca? Manual, recipe, itinerary, or tips? Atau mungkin semuanya sudah pernah dibaca? Well, did you know about them? Now let's discuss one by one. Manual. A manual is a book or pamphlet that contains explanation about how something should be done in a sequence steps. Jadi, manual adalah buku yang memuat tentang penjelasan tentang bagaimana sesuatu akan dilakukan dalam langkah-langkah tertentu. And then recipe is a list of ingredients and set of instructions that tells you how to cook something. Dan resep itu adalah serangkaian daftar ingredients atau bahan-bahan and a set of instruction dan beberapa rangkaian dari perintah that tells you how to cook something, yang memberitahu kalian tentang bagaimana cara memasak sesuatu. Itinerary is a schedule of events relating to a planned travel. Jadi, itinerary itu adalah sebuah jadwal dari sebuah kegiatan yang sudah direncanakan terkait dengan perjalanan. And then, tips is a set of instructions so that other people succeed in doing something as expected. Jadi, tips adalah serangkaian instruksi yang bertujuan agar seseorang sukses dalam melakukan sesuatu sebagaimana yang diharapkan. Oke, Dari penjelasan ini sudah punya gambaran tentang tipe-tipe prosedur teks? Oke, jika belum, yuk mari kita simak penjelasan berikut ini. Well, everyone, to get a better comprehension about manual, please read to the following explanation. A manual is telling about how to do or how to operate something. We commonly find a manual in the form of a small book, which is specially giving information and instruction. The function of a manual is to describe how something is done in the sequence of steps. It's also used to tell the steps of making or doing something. The generic structures of the manual is a goal or aim, or the purpose of doing something, the materials or equipment, this consists of the tools needed, and the steps or the method is a set of instruction. The characteristics of a manual is use a simple present tense, use adverbial sequence or temporal adjectives, use imperative sentence or command, use action verb, use connective conjunction, and use adverb of time. Well, you can easily find the manual, for example, when you buy a new devices. In your box, you will find a small book which tells you about how to use these devices. So that is the sample of manual. Now let's continue with recipe. Wow, it's the most interesting. Recipe is a part of a process text which consists of a list of ingredients and sets of instructions that tell you how to cook something. The genetic structures of a recipe is a goal or aim, which is contained the purpose of how to make something, and then the ingredients is the part which describe the elements we need to make something, and the last one is the steps or the methods. This is a part that describes the sets of instruction. The characteristics of the recipe is almost similar with the manual. It is using a simple present tense, using a adverbial of a sequence, or using a temporal adjective, using imperative, using action verbs, using conjunction, and using adverb of time to express the details of time. Let's continue with the itinerary. The itinerary is a schedule of events relating to a planned travel, which is generally including destination to be visited at a specified time and means of transportation to move between those destinations. The benefits of the itinerary: it can maximize your time, it can manage your expenditure, it is easier and faster to travel from one point to another, it helps in prioritizing your wants, and trip essentials are not forgotten. Well, the element or the parts of the itinerary is 1. The tour program, and then the timetable and duration, the destination, and the 4 A's: That is attraction, accessibility, accommodation, and amenities. That's what is the itinerary.
Well, pelajar hebat semuanya, setelah memperhatikan penjelasan tentang teks prosedur dan tipe-tipenya dalam bahasa Inggris tadi, apakah kalian sudah paham mengenai teks prosedur? Atau tambah bingung? Oke deh, untuk mengecek ke pemahaman kalian, yuk kita ikuti kuis berikut ini.
After knowing about the types of procedure text, do you know which text you need to learn related to problem? Alright, now let's test your understanding. What should you read if you want to be successful entrepreneur? Don't know how to make a delicious meal? Want to have a well-prepared travel? And don't know how to operate something? Have you got the answer? Okay, let's take one by one. Now we begin to what should you read if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. What is your answer? Your answer is tips. Yes, very great job, everyone. Now, let's go to what should you read if you don't know how to make a delicious meal. So you got the answer? Let's take it. What you should read if you don't know how to make a delicious meal is recipe. Great. Okay, now the next one. What should you read if you want to have a well-prepared travel? Now let's take it. Itinerary. Very great. Okay, the last one. Now, what should you read if you don't know how to operate something? What do you think you need to read? Let's check it. What you need is a manual. Well, it's a great job, everyone.
Baiklah para pelajar semuanya, setelah kalian mengerjakan latihan tadi, bagaimana hasilnya? Pasti bagus dong. So, pastinya pemahaman kalian terhadap materi ini pasti sudah bagus. Well, para pelajar hebat semuanya, itulah tadi pembahasan kita tentang teks prosedur, khususnya untuk tipe-tipe teks prosedur, dan kita akan melanjutkan pembelajaran dalam video yang berikutnya. So, cukup untuk hari ini. Tetap jaga kesehatan, tetap semangat, selamat belajar, dan see you!